Alright, this is the first time, but bear with me. I'm just going to call this Burrito Thoughts today. We purchased a 20-acre farm, and we're working on turning it into a homestead and learning the things we want to grow and eat and ways we want to do it proper. So we've been raising, had some pigs to try to learn on because the place came with pig paddocks, and we did it for a little while, and I realized that that's a disgusting way to raise pigs. They're in their own poop. You're feeding them some food. They're just kennel raised. They're just living in poop. So we replanted about an acre and got it ready with some pig forage, and it took hold finally so we could get them out there, and we got the pigs out into the field, and then lo and behold, these little pigs were running and playing and happy. So my opinion is happy food is going to taste better, and even though we're raising something to eat and kill, I'd rather have something have a happy life and a clean life that is eating clean, and compared to eating something that lives in its own poop for too long. So that's the progress there. They're now out there foraging and grazing and living a more happy life. These things run up to the driveway as we pull up through and say hello. It's pretty interesting. Watching them learn the hot wire was kind of funny and sad at the same time. But they've learned their distances now and are living a happy life. So that will be our pork. We've got Idaho pasture pigs out there right now, with some cooney coons. The cooney coons were more of a, hey, we got these cheap, let's see what they do, and we're going to try them out. Everybody says they produce more fat than meat, but I'm wondering if that's just because they're feeding them in a pen. So we're going to go ahead and grow out the 3 cooney coons we have and harvest them at a proper size so I can throw them on our smoker or maybe cook them whole or something in that direction. We've got 2 registered females, and since they're Idaho pasture pigs, we've got taters, and we got tater and tots, and then we got to pick up our boar pig this weekend. His name's Spud, hence the theme. But it looks like we've got 2 more Idaho pasture pigs coming in a few months as well. So we get that out there, get them grazing, get them on greens. Obviously, we need to throw in some grain into their food so they get their lysine. Forgive me for not having that name directly off the top of my head, but besides that, that's going to be our pork. As we learn and prioritizing things, I think rabbits are going to be our next adventure. And it's kind of the same thing. Like, I've been looking at people doing meat rabbits. Now all these things are in cages, and like free range is having it in a kind of a paddock thing where they throw food at these rabbits and have little plastic holes. So I'm going to develop an artificial burrow system. Was looking at clay pipe, but clay pipe looks like it's going to be too expensive. I figured clay pipe would be more natural, kind of conduct the soil temperatures and everything that direction, but I can't afford to do clay pipe. $160 a stick for 4 feet, fairly expensive. So I've been looking at ADS, which is like a corrugated black plastic, ABS, which is solid black plastic, and PVCs are C900. But either way, developing a burrow system where it's got a straight bypass so air can come in one side, out the other. Several layers of burrows so that they've got different dens that they can breed in, and I'm thinking, why the hell not just do that and then throw a couple cameras in there, because be kind of cool to watch. Let's see some baby rabbits can be born, or see how they use the burrow system. It wouldn't be too hard to put something in so I could tell temperatures and stuff too. I don't know, we'll find out. But that's going to be on the back side of a fence. So the back side of the fence is going to be a burrow system on top of the ground that I'm then going to bury because I don't feel like digging. So can create something kind of cool, like a connector set of pipe for the rabbits to run through with burrows so they can reproduce, and then bury that, trench down, get some chicken wire so the rabbits can't get out of that field. It's only about a ½ acre, but I feel like just kind of throwing some random wildflowers in there. It's got good alfalfa mix with timothy grass, I believe, at the moment, maybe some perennial rye. But I'm also looking at something that's hardy, something that will reproduce well and the rabbits just won't overeat. Now, there's a place here in North Plains, Oregon, where they've got, forgive me, I'm just going to say 200 different strains of bamboo. So we're going to go out there and look at the bamboos. We've went out there and looked at the bamboos in the past, and they had small, short bamboo, 10 inches to a foot high that you could even mow. So I called them after looking into some different species of some Latin named tiny bamboo, and talked to a gentleman out there and let me pick his brain a bit. And he said, yeah, and he was saying something, the protein content's like 19 or 21% on bamboo, which lead me to go down the rabbit hole of seeing who's fed what to cows or fed what to what animals. And there was a study done in Oregon in like 1996 where they brought in some different bamboos and raised up these pots, tied them to a fence, and let cattle graze on the leaves of bamboo, and kept track of their digestive rate and their absorption rates of the proteins and the protein levels at different times of the year. And there's a lot of information that just was information. But I think that some smaller stuff, being very hardy and getting it into that clay soil, is not going to want a lot of water. It should produce, and then the nitrogen from the bunny poop in it, I should have some interesting little bamboo patches of micro bamboos that the rabbits can eat as well. All this is a developing thoughts, but I think it'll work out quite well. We're going to create some sort of a free-range rabbit in a natural habitat, but I'm trying to think outside the box. I want to grab things that may not be here, and it may not make sense. So we've got some marshy areas, so I'm going to bring in some wild rice. Rice for the cows, rice stalks. We have naturally marshy areas. Instead of trying to drain that away from the property and drain it into different areas so that the water is not sitting on the soil, not leaching in like it has for hundreds or near thousands of years in the area, we will take advantage of what nature gave us. So the marshy areas are going to become different areas of rice. The cows will have access to eat the rice stalks and rice hay. Same thing with the pigs. We got some naturally marshy areas, which I've been afraid that the pigs are just going to turn into a wall or marsh. Apparently rice is pretty stout. Also, it's, reading in, you got to learn different things. Its seed needs to remain wet. There's a spot here around Salem, Oregon. Forgive me for not knowing exactly what it is. But in Salem, Oregon, there's a spot where I can go get by the pound, ready to plant, wet rice seed, because they harvest it once it goes into the water. They keep it cold for a dormant amount of time, between 3 and 5 months, in cold water below like 33 degrees, 34 degrees. You grab it, you throw it in your water, and that's had its dormancy broken. And when your temperature comes up above 40 degrees, it will start sprouting. And apparently it stinks, and it's been sitting in cold water for a long time, so it's going to be interesting. And I look forward to grabbing some pounds of, it's like $8.65 a pound, so it's probably add up pretty quick, because I'm guessing wet seed weighs more than dry seed. But we're going to plant a couple of areas with wild rice. The pigs will have access to the wild rice, and lo and behold, we're going to have access to wild rice, which I think might be interesting as well, because I have no clue where my rice comes from. I'm guessing somewhere across the other side of the world, grown in whatever, and shipped here, and it's probably 55 years old or whatever by the time I boil it down and create rice for my family. So, might be good, might be bad, might taste like pig poop. But we're going to have rice to harvest. The animals will have access to rice grain and rice stalks, and that's going to be for the pigs, cattle, and for the rabbits, possibly. The rabbit area is a lot drier, but we can always cut off stalks and throw it in there for the rabbits and see how they like it as well. So, yeah, I'm just going to start recording random thoughts. This was burrito thoughts of the day, because I just finished out my burrito and trying to catch up on what I've been thinking about and what we're going with. But so far, pasture pigs, and they're on a pasture forage mix that I got from Nature's Seed, which apparently, after looking today, I don't think they're around anymore. Their site's shut down. But it's a good mix of seeds. They're out there eating those as they've grown. But I'm going to be getting some rice seeds and maybe cordoning them off for that area so they don't eat the rice seeds. And they should be popping up this spring, early summer. I'm going to do that in the top part of another acre and a quarter pasture, where the top side's got just an old shit pond. Like it's just full of muddy water, but it's got a spring that runs through it all year round. So, and that whole marshy area, I can't even drive my tractor through. So, I can't drive the tractor through it. Cows can't really. I don't want them in there while it's just mud grass. So might as well make it grass and make it rice. And if they wander in and eat the rice stuff as it grows, so be it. And maybe they'll fertilize it too, and it'll go back into the cows. So we call the place Hardway Acres. My buddy and I jokingly refer to it as invasive acres because we've got nothing that's on the farms from Oregon. You know, we've got Scottish Highland cows, we've got Idaho pigs, but you know, where did they originally come from? I don't know. They're a Cooney Coon cross with Yorkshire or something that direction. That was a traditional meat pig, but that's not in Oregon. Irish or Scottish cows are not from Oregon. The American chinchilla rabbits, they've got the name America, but you know, that could be South America. So who knows where those are coming from. And New Zealand rabbits, I'm guessing, are not from Oregon either. So the goal is to put New Zealand rabbit colony mixed with a American chinchilla rabbit colony to create hopefully some sort of hybrid vigor between the two of them. I'm not going after pelt color, so I don't really care about that at this point. I just want good meat, and I want to give, you know, I'm really actually looking forward to maybe rabbit and dumplings, because I guess it's supposed to be like chicken. Chicken and dumplings is amazing, so why not rabbit and dumplings? Dumplings is one of my favorite ways to eat things. So as things go on, I'm going to be trying to drop some videos showing how we've developed things out, random ideas. I will read and I'll figure out everything. My brain does not let me do things my own way. So hopefully you can join me on my journey of adventuring and doing things the hard way, learning the hard way through trial and error. And, you know, maybe there's a reason that nobody's doing what I want to do. Maybe people are doing what I do and I just can't find them. But it's going to be done our way. It'll be hard. It'll be a learning experience. And the entire goal is to provide good food for my family. The healthiest meat I can create, whether it be pork, chicken, beef, rabbits. Who knows yet? We might get some guinea pigs. I have no clue. But if it tastes good and it's healthy, I'm going to try to do it for the family. But if you want to join me on our journey, you know, come check it out. I'm just me. I've got a lot of random ideas, but enough basic knowledge to get things going. And since my kids don't want to listen to what I have to say, and the wife's kind of bored of me anyways, maybe you guys want to join the journey and listen along, maybe learn, maybe laugh, who knows. But burrito thought for the day. Have a great day.